Listen closely and let your mind settle for a moment, because something significant is shifting around you right now. If these words have found you, consider it a sign that a new phase is starting to unfold in your life. What you thought was slow, blocked, or endlessly delayed is getting ready to move in an entirely different direction. This isn't a message for everyone, only for the people who have been feeling a strange pressure, an unusual stillness, or an unexplainable pull deep inside them. If you're still here right now, it means the changes that have been moving toward you have already begun to recognize you. Something has been circulating around your life. Not a person, not a fear, not a stray thought. Something bigger that your intuition has been trying to make sense of. You felt it during quiet moments when everything around you seemed normal, yet something inside whispered that you should pay attention. You've noticed signs that didn't seem important at first. Repeating numbers, old names resurfacing, thoughts that linger longer than usual, random reminders that seem to come from nowhere. These aren't coincidences. These are signals trying to reach you. Even the silence you've been experiencing, the distance from people, the sudden slowing of plans or conversations, it all happened because your energy has been shifting. When your spirit rises, not everyone around you can stay connected in the same way. Silence often appears right before something big opens up, clearing the noise so you can actually hear what life is trying to tell you. And think about those nights you couldn't sleep. It wasn't just stress or an overactive mind. Your deeper self was awake, alert, preparing for something new. You felt moments where you suddenly paused for no clear reason, wondering why it felt like something big was approaching. Then you tried to dismiss it and continue with your day, but the feeling didn't disappear. Your inner awareness has been louder lately, your patience shorter, your emotions stronger, your dreams clearer. These aren't random shifts. They're indicators that you're moving into a new phase. The delays, the rejections, the quiet moments, the unexpected changes, they have all been preparing you. Maybe you felt out of place. Maybe you felt disconnected or misunderstood. That's because this awakening wasn't meant for everyone around you. It was meant specifically for you. Some days you felt tired for no reason. Other days you felt overly sensitive. And then there were days where you felt calm even in the middle of chaos. These aren't mood swings. They're adjustments. Your energy is rearranging itself to match the next stage of your journey. Even the memories from the past that suddenly resurfaced weren't accidents. You were clearing out leftover emotions from old chapters so that new ones could begin. You're not imagining the change. You are becoming more aware of it. Awakening feels confusing at first, but beneath that confusion is clarity getting ready to rise. Dondius, if you've been noticing signs, sensing tension, feeling like something is shifting, or daydreaming about your future more than usual, it's because your next chapter is approaching. This message reached you now because this timing matters. A turning point opens on November 4th, not as a simple date on a calendar, but as an energetic threshold that only appears every so often. When this moment arrives, many things in your life begin to rearrange in your favor. At first, it may feel chaotic or confusing. Things might fall apart, speed up, or move unexpectedly. But breakthroughs always begin with movement. Movement you can't control. Movement that pushes you closer to where you're meant to be. During this opening, blessings accelerate. Ideas appear suddenly. People from nowhere re-enter your life. Opportunities come forward even when you aren't searching for them, simply because you're finally aligned to receive them. This is the moment where life shifts from testing you to rewarding you. Obstacles that wouldn't move before begin to soften and release. Situations that were stuck begin to open. Doors you assumed were permanently closed start swinging open again. You may wake up feeling lighter without knowing why. You may feel hopeful even if your circumstances haven't visibly changed yet. This is how breakthrough energy works. The shift happens internally before it shows up physically. Places where you felt blocked begin to feel guided. Areas where you felt ignored now feel supported. Nothing that was delayed in your life was actually denied. It was waiting for alignment, for maturity, for the right version of you. And this window marks that timing. New opportunities start to show up with more speed. Something unexpected might happen. You might receive a message that changes your direction, or feel drawn to something new that feels unfamiliar but exciting. These events aren't coincidences. They are openings inviting you to step into the life that fits who you've become. You may also notice your outlook changing. Things that once upset you won't matter anymore. People who drained you will naturally fade away. Your focus sharpens. Your intuition becomes clearer. Your confidence slowly returns. This is what rising feels like. It isn't dramatic. It's undeniable. LMD in this period, you may also feel more certain about what you want and more unwilling to carry what no longer belongs with you. That clarity is part of your breakthrough. You cannot move upward while holding on to what was meant to stay behind. Something surprising may occur. A sudden shift, a new chance, or an emotional release that has been waiting to come out. Your spirit knows when a turning point is close. You've learned enough lessons, you've survived enough storms, you've grown through enough challenges. Now the momentum begins to return to you. This window brings speed, clarity, and alignment. It carries the kind of momentum you haven't felt in a long time. It moves you from waiting to receiving. If something inside you feels excited or hopeful, trust it. You're not imagining it. You're stepping into a rare breakthrough moment that can shape your future if you allow it. Claim it boldly. Claim it without hesitation. When you claim it, the energy moves faster, the path becomes clearer, and your blessings move closer. This is your shift, your moment, your opening. Once you move through it, your life will not look the same. There comes a time in every person's life when things they thought were gone start finding their way back. Not slowly or quietly, but in ways that show those losses were never losses. They were pauses with purpose. What left your life wasn't taken away forever. It was held back until you were ready for more. You may feel drained or discouraged right now. You may think you've given too much or lost too much. But life has a way of returning things when you've grown strong enough to keep them. You've carried empty spaces inside you, places where love used to be, where confidence used to be, where joy used to be. Those empty places aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of capacity. They show that you're ready to receive more than before. Your love is returning in a form that matches your growth. Your financial stability is returning with more strength and consistency. Your self-belief is returning in a way no one can take from you. What once slipped away is coming back multiplied because now you're ready to hold it. There were days when your confidence felt shaky, when something small or unexpected threw you off balance. A comment, a failure you didn't expect, a moment that made you wonder if you were as strong or capable as you once believed. But confidence never disappears forever. It rebuilds quietly, in the background, while you grow through experiences that test you. It returns every time you choose to get back up after a setback, even when you don't feel ready. And now that strength inside you is rising again. Not the old version that broke under pressure, but a sturdier version that doesn't crumble when people doubt you and doesn't depend on outside approval to feel secure. Along with that strength, your clarity is slowly returning too. You spent a long time feeling confused or unsure, walking through situations that didn't make sense, repeating cycles that seemed endless. But confusion is just the cleanup stage before clarity arrives. It removes what doesn't align with who you're becoming. Now the fog is starting to clear. Your thoughts feel more focused. Your priorities are shifting. You're beginning to understand what deserves your time and what no longer fits your life. Blend your voice is coming back too. There were moments in the past when you stayed silent, even though something inside wanted to speak. You held back your truth to avoid conflict or to keep the peace. You let others define your worth because you forgot how powerful your own voice was. But that is changing now. You're speaking up again. You're trusting your thoughts again. You're choosing honesty over fear. Your voice is becoming steady and firm, not because someone gave you permission, but because you finally remembered who you are. And then there is your inner power, the kind that doesn't depend on how you look to others, but how you feel inside when no one is watching. That deep strength inside you never disappeared. It simply rested while you went through everything that shaped you. It was gathering energy, waiting for the moment you would stop doubting your abilities. That power has been guiding you through every difficult chapter, pulling you forward even when you didn't understand why. Now it's awakening again, stronger than before. Everything you believed you had lost, your confidence, your certainty, your direction, your voice, all of it is returning, but in a stronger and cleaner form. It's coming back in a way that matches the person you've grown into. If you can feel that shift inside you, if something in your heart feels ready for a new chapter, then speak it into your life. Say it boldly and clearly. Claim its return. Say it because your spirit is ready for what's coming. Say it because this is the moment your story turns. Nothing that truly belongs to you can stay away forever. Everything is already making its way back to you, slowly but surely, piece by piece. And this time you won't lose it again, because now you understand its value. Bleens, you've also experienced moments when someone underestimated you, doubted your abilities, or tried to hold you back. You didn't need proof or explanation. You felt it. Your intuition picked up on things long before facts showed themselves. You noticed when people smiled at you without genuine warmth. You sensed when someone wished you well but didn't actually want you to rise. You walked into spaces where the energy changed the second you arrived. You've had friends who celebrated you only when you were struggling, but became distant the moment you started to grow. You felt envy around you, even when no one said a word. And even when you questioned yourself, you never questioned your intuition, because it has always been accurate. Phones. Some people misread your silence as weakness. They assumed your patience meant you were afraid. They believed your kindness made you easy to push around. But what they didn't understand is that you weren't quiet because you were small. You were quiet because you were paying attention. You were observing who clapped when you succeeded and who stayed silent. You were noticing who only reached out when they needed something, and who stayed loyal even when you had nothing to offer. Eventually, their patterns revealed themselves. Some people didn't want you to grow. Some felt threatened by what you could become. Some talked behind your back because they knew they couldn't keep up with you. Not every enemy is loud. Some whisper, some pretend, some stand close to you, and you've met each one. But here is the truth. Every person who tried to hinder you exposed themselves even without speaking. People can hide their words, but they cannot hide their energy. Their energy revealed what their behavior tried to cover. Life is now confirming everything you sensed all along. It's showing you why people drifted away, why certain relationships became distant, why support turned into silence, why connections dissolved without warning. You didn't lose real people, you lost illusions. The genuine ones stayed, the temporary ones left, and the ones who pretended could not pretend forever. The truth is showing itself now, and even though it may feel uncomfortable at first, it is actually setting you free. You are being removed from anything that cannot go with you into your next chapter. Some people were meant to teach you, not stay with you forever. Some were meant to push you toward growth, not join you when you achieved it. Some accompanied you only long enough for you to realize your own strength. And now that you're moving into a higher level, of your life. Anything or anyone that cannot support that rise is naturally falling away. Shake it. If you're ready for all the hidden things to come to light, if you're ready to see who is true and who is never meant to stay, then claim it with confidence. Speak it boldly. Speak it for every moment you felt underestimated or betrayed, because the revealing has already begun. Everything changes when the truth finally rises to the surface, and now that moment has arrived. Nothing and no one can hold it back anymore. The next piece of good news is the one your life has been preparing you for. Quietly, even during the times when you felt alone or overwhelmed, your financial energy is shifting in a way you haven't felt in years. It's not slow and it's not gradual. It happens like a wave the moment these words reach you. You've been carrying responsibilities for so long that you forgot what it feels like to move through life without tension in your body. But this is the moment when that weight begins to lift, money begins to return, doors that were locked start cracking open, approvals that once felt impossible start appearing, and the resources that seemed to avoid you begin to come toward you naturally. This isn't random and it isn't luck. It is the result of your growth, your resilience, and the strength you built during every moment when quitting seemed easier. You are stepping into a period where financial pressure turns into financial strength. The things that once drained you now become the fuel that pushes you forward. The places where you struggled become the very places where you rise. There were times when it felt like everything was falling apart. You put in effort, you kept hope alive, and you showed up day after day. But the results didn't match the work you were giving. It felt unfair, confusing, and exhausting. But the truth is, nothing was denied. It was simply postponed until you were strong and expanded enough to handle everything that was coming. Now the opportunities you once thought you lost are circling back. The chances that overlooked you before are returning. The situations that didn't choose you then will recognize your value now, because you are not the same person anymore. You are wiser, bolder, and clearer. You don't beg for chances. You attract what aligns with you. You don't chase approval. You move with the confidence of someone who has learned to respect themselves. This financial turning point is bigger than money. It is about the version of you that has finally understood what you bring, what you deserve, and what you will no longer tolerate. Both things are already shifting behind the scenes. Even if you can't see it yet, energy is moving in your favor. Conversations about your name are happening in rooms you haven't been invited into yet. Someone is speaking about you positively. Someone is preparing an opportunity that matches your talent and your potential. Someone is realizing that you are exactly what they have been missing. You don't need to chase what already belongs to you. You just need to remain open enough to receive it. New resources are entering your life not because you got lucky, but because you stayed steady during the difficult seasons. The people meant to support you are being guided toward you. The help you've been needing is aligning. The answers you've been waiting for are becoming clearer. Every closed door was simply redirecting you toward the one that fits you fully. Your goals, your identity, your path. And if debt has been weighing you down, pay very close attention. Debt relief is coming in a form you didn't expect. Not through panic, not through pressure, but through clarity, solutions, opportunities, and breakthroughs that were out of reach before. A burden you've carried for years is about to get lighter. Not because the world suddenly changed, because your path finally opened. Your progress is about to move fast. What used to take you months will take days. What once felt like pushing uphill will begin meeting you halfway. This is what happens when alignment replaces forcing. This is what happens when timing lines up with readiness. You are entering a season when your finances begin moving with real momentum. This is the moment where everything accelerates. Say money flow now 3 times, not as a superstition, but as you claiming your new financial identity. Because the truth is simple, financial change begins when you change. And you have changed. Your mindset is more focused. Tight. Your boundaries are stronger. Your work ethic is solid. Your intuition is sharper. You no longer give energy to people or situations that drain you. You no longer settle for less. And because of that, your financial reality has no choice but to shift. This is not temporary. This is not just a lucky moment. This is the start of a new chapter, one where you are not chasing stability anymore, but building it. One where you're not afraid of losing because you finally know how to rebuild. Once this financial reset activates, nothing can slow you down. Not fear, not doubt, not setbacks, not other people's opinions. The shift is already in motion. Your name is moving toward approval. Your hands are next to receive opportunity. Your financial story is turning in your favor, and there is no going back from here. Mend. If you're still reading, it isn't random. Something inside you recognizes these words as truth. And now comes the next good news, the destiny shift. This is the moment when everything begins moving in your favor faster than you imagined. For a long time, you've been stuck between who you used to be and who you are becoming. You could feel changes happening inside you, but your physical world didn't reflect it yet. That's because you were being prepared, not punished. You were being aligned, not rejected. And now the shift begins. In the next 6 or about hours, something will happen that feels different. It might be a message, a sign, an unexpected opportunity, or a conversation that points you toward a new direction. Whatever it is, it won't feel small or random. It will feel like the beginning of something that has been quietly building for months. This moment won't come to confuse you. It will come to confirm that everything you sensed was real. You may feel it before it arrives, sudden clarity, a strong inner pull, a thought that feels guided, or a pressure in your chest releasing. This is life rearranging itself to match what you've worked for, prayed for, and matured into. Every sign that appears in the next 2 days is direction, not coincidence. This shift won't be soft. It will be clear and decisive, the kind of moment people describe years later when they say, "Something changed after that day." You are walking into that moment right now. The next opportunity that reaches you won't be ordinary. It will come with ease, timing, and clarity. It will feel like it fits you perfectly because it will. You are stepping out of survival and into purpose, out of waiting and into receiving, out of doubt and into certainty. If you are still here, your blessing isn't coming. It has arrived. Life is catching up to your effort. You didn't quit, you didn't collapse, you didn't lose yourself. And now every part of you that held on is about to be rewarded. The destiny shift isn't luck. It's the alignment of everything you worked for finally meeting you. It's the door opening because you wouldn't stop knocking. It's life finally saying now. Blend your 6 good news events. Activate now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. The energy around you is changing. Your path is clearing. The pressure is lifting. The breakthrough you've been sensing is approaching. And the person you're becoming is far stronger than the version of you who started this journey. If this reached you, it's because your destiny refused to stay quiet. You are stepping into your next chapter with clarity, confidence, and momentum. Nothing can stop what has already been written for you.